Hey everyone, welcome to the Delivery Driver Pit Stop. My name is Michael. I'm your hefty host. We're getting less hefty every day and more healthy as well. Anyway, I want to welcome you to my very first official tutorial, and my very first tutorial is going to be about Amazon Flex, which is the Amazon gig app that allows you to go to an Amazon warehouse, scan in packages, put them in your car, go out and deliver them for a set fee. Before we get started, I just want to give you a little background about myself and Amazon Flex. I've been doing Amazon Flex for probably two and a half years. I've delivered at this point, well over 5,000 packages, so I know a little bit about delivering for Amazon Flex. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take you through a walkthrough from beginning to end, and hopefully this will make it less scary for anybody or less intimidating for anybody that's interested in Amazon Flex. And then maybe if you're a vet, maybe you'll learn something new. All right, so first thing we want to do is let's talk about Amazon Flex. Amazon Flex, as I mentioned, is a gig app that you run on your phone. That what you'll do is you bid on blocks, and once you get a block, what you'll do is you'll go down to the warehouse, load up your car, scan the packages, and then what you'll do is you start your route and you follow the GPS, and basically you just follow the GPS to deliver all your blocks, and when you're done, you go home. It's pretty much that simple. So before we get started, everybody needs a few tools before they get hit the road. And this is my list of tools from trial and error over the long period of time that I take with me every time. First thing is a quick release magnetic phone charger cord. The one I have here is really great. It's a braided nylon quick release magnetic cord. You can turn it 15 different ways and it will not break, it will not shred, the plastic won't bend on it, and this thing is like super strong. And what's great about this is it has a magnetic quick release. And so what we're going to do here is this little piece right here goes into your phone where the phone gets charged, and this is where and what's great about this is when you're out delivering boxes and packages, you're in and out of the car many times. And probably many of you know, when you pull out the charger at the old adapters, you pull them out and push them in. This, you just leave one part in, bam, take it off. I mean, you're in and out quickly. It's a must for anybody that's doing Amazon Flex. So I highly suggest something like this. It lasts a long time. I will be linking this, the one I use. I will be linking a link in the description of the one I use and how you can get it through Amazon. So if you're interested, that's the first tool. By far, one of the most important. Second tool, when you first get to Amazon warehouse, and this doesn't apply to all warehouses, if you're new, they're going to look at you and say, do you have a vest? And if you don't have a vest, they're going to give you this little cheesy starter vest that won't last more than a couple weeks. I highly suggest you go out and get yourself a really high-grade vest. This is the one I use. It's very handy. It's very reflective. Amazon requires you, when you're in a warehouse or in the yard, when you're up picking up packaging, to always wear one of these when you're on property, because there's so many moving parts, moving cars, racks. You want to make sure you're seen. So you definitely want to wear one of these. I also just suggest you wear this when you're out in the field for several reasons. One reason is if you're delivering at night and you're in and out of the car, you need something that people will see easily. I like to wear black. So at night it's hard to see me at night, even though I'm a big guy. So I wear this, and it makes sure you can really see, you stand out. Also, when you're delivering packages, or it gives you the official look that you're with somebody. It doesn't say Amazon anywhere, but you're with somebody. So that's another important aspect of having a vest. And I will be linking the one I use. I think it's $10. I'll be linking that in the description as well. Another very important tool that I use, especially at night, is a flashlight. Let me There we go. A flashlight. I use a mag light, which is the best of the best. This is a police issue mag light. What's great about this, it's 3D batteries. It's made of high quality metal. It has an LED inside here, so it's very, very bright. I mean, you stick this out the window at night and it looks like, you know, you're spotlighting it. This is great too because, you know, at night, you never know what can happen, and this can really cause some damage. I mean, if you have to fight a dog off, if you have to, unfortunately, if you know, fight somebody off. I mean, this, a couple of pounds on the head with this or in the face, and they won't know what hit them. So I will be linking the one I use. It's the ML300L. I think it's about $45-50, but it is worth the investment because you can use this around your house. I mean, this is a great flashlight, and everybody, if anybody knows about Maglite, they're like the Cadillac of flashlights in the industry. They are the best of the best. That's why police officers use this flashlight right here. Another tool I use, which I don't have with me right now, is the miniature air compressors for tires that you can plug in directly to your cigarette lighter. When you're out delivering for Amazon Flex, you're going to be on dirt roads. You're going to be out in the middle of nowhere sometimes. And Murphy's Law is coming into play. You're going to get a flat tire, or you're going to get a low tire, and you're going to need to get back to you know, civilization to fix it. I highly suggest an air compressor. I think they're $25-30. The one I use is like $35. I will be linking that as well in the description. And last but not least, this might really sound funny, but a can of Fix a Flat, which will be linked, and you need to take water with you because it's coming into summer now, and when you're out and hustling, you're going to sweat, and you need to keep hydrated because you don't want to get, you don't want to get heat stroke or anything like that. And I sweat a lot because I bust my butt. And make sure you take plenty of water with you. So now that that's being said, what I'm going to do is walk you through how it works. So Amazon releases blocks. They can come in 2 hours, 2.5 hours, 3 hours, 3.5 hours, and 4 hours. The basic pay right now for Amazon Flex in my area is $18 an hour flat rate pay. Okay, it can go up to $25 an hour in different parts of the country, and also if you have an extra large vehicle like a truck or a van, you can get bonus pay. As you see from the screenshot here, there's several blocks that are offered here, and the one I will be doing is the 1:15 to 4:45. It's 3.5 hours, $63. So what you do is you look for blocks. These are blocks come up, and I'll take that block, and I swipe it, and now I'm reserved that block for myself. If you take this block several hours before the block starts, at 120 minutes, your phone will get a notification from Amazon saying your block starts in 120 minutes. That's basically reminding you, like other apps, Grubhub and DoorDash, that, hey, your block's coming up, just in case you might have forgot. At 60 minutes, the screen changes when you reopen Amazon Flex, and you now have a start screen, which shows here. This is basically letting you know you're ready to go, and go ahead and hit the start button. But before I actually hit the start button here, I run a program called TripLog, and what's nice about TripLog, it will log my mileage via GPS the entire route, because by law you're allowed to deduct all your mileage and your gasoline as long as you're using it for business. And what's great about this app, I'll input my starting mileage, I'll hit Start GPS, and it follows me, and it'll track it live with the map. Something very important to consider with taxes: you are allowed to take deductions on work mileage from your house, when you leave your house, to the warehouse, and the entire trip of your Flex route. You cannot take mileage from the end of that Flex route back to your home. That is not tax deductible. You got to remember this. It's very important. So from the beginning to the warehouse, your entire route, and that's where you do it. That's where it stops. You cannot take it from where the end of your route is back to your home. So after I fire TripLog up, I hit Start GPS. I then hit the Start button, and this is a screen comes up. And you see right here, it shows you a GPS map of directions to the warehouse. It gives you 2 alternate routes. At least for me, it gives me 2. It usually tracks you to the fastest one. From my house to the warehouse is usually about 30 to 33-ish minutes. So what you'll do is you'll hit Start, and all of a sudden Amazon Flex will fire up their integrated GPS, and off you go. A word of advice, I like to get there 20-25 minutes early because Amazon allows you to check in 15 minutes early. So let's say my route starts at 1:15 or 1:30. I'm allowed to check in at 1 o'clock or 1:15, or if you have a route at 2 o'clock, you're allowed to check in at 1:45. And that, excuse me, that 15 minutes is going to help you a great deal because they usually check you in right on, so you can get right into that warehouse, start packaging your goodies, and get out on the road. So 15 minutes, be there at least 15 minutes early so you can check in early. Also, remember to take your driver's license. If you do not take your driver's license, you will not get the deliver for Amazon Flex, and you will be marked absent on a route. And if you get a couple of those bad boys, they will remove you from the program. So driver's license, and be there 15 minutes early. And what they'll do is they'll scan your driver's license. Your app will change on the fly, and they'll direct you to what bay you want to drive into. If you're in a smaller warehouse like I am, we have 4 bays to drive into. They'll direct you which bay. Or if you're in a big facility, if you have a yard outside, they'll direct you to where they want you to park. And what you're going to do is you're going to want to follow the lane captain. The lane captain is the Amazon associate that's going to direct you where to park and what rack is yours. It's very important you follow them. It's very important when you come into a warehouse, or if you're on the warehouse property, make sure you keep your hazards on. And when you're entering a bay, make sure you beep to let people know you're coming into the warehouse because, like I said, there are a lot of moving parts. So the first video we're going to have here is me pulling in to the warehouse, parking, and I'm going to show you the rack that I have and how I start to scan the packages. So check this video out right here.
So here we go. As you can see, I have a 3.5 hour. There are 3 zones here, and under each zone I have 13, 14, and 11. So I have 38 packages total, 3 commercial packages. So let's get busy, and I will show you what it looks like once everything's packed. What you want to do, you'll see these are these are cases, and they're full of boxes. So you're going to notice there's a QR code here on each one. QR code, and what you're going to want to do is scan the QR code with your phone if it scans. That one won't want to scan. There's one. Okay. There's 2. Let's do this one up here. It's going to be a bear, I see. There we go. And there's all 3, as you can see, all 3 containers here. So what we're going to do is I'm going to pack it according to how the containers are listed. And as you see here, you got the 3 zones.
Okay, as you've seen from the 2 videos, they give you your rack, they give you your assignment sheet here, and then you got your containers. You want to make sure you scan the QR codes on all those containers. Sometimes there'll be bigger boxes and those boxes will be loose. So you want to scan those as well. And when you pack your car, they're going to give you a count on here. Make sure you count as you take everything out. So your count that you count matches the count on your sheet here, on your route sheet. Very important both of those match. Let's see. And here we go. With the route I had here, you'll notice that there are zones here. Let's check that out. You'll see zone. I got 3 zones, 1, 2, and 3, and they show each zone, how many packages are in each zone there. And this is how you're going to pack your car, by zone. So it's very important. It's the most important to be efficient that you pack your car via zone, so you're efficiently grabbing the packages and dropping off the packages. So I have a short video here that shows you how I pack my car. You know, your mileage may vary. You may not want to pack your car this way. This is how I pack my car. It works great for me. A lot of people I've given advice to pack their car that way. So let's take a look at that video.
How I pack is, I pack by zone. This is the first zone on the list. So I put that in my front seat, and you can see, actually that's fairly organized. And then on zone 2, which will be the second zone I unload, I put that right behind the driver's seat. I put the boxes on top. I put the packages at the floorboard. It makes it much easier so you can easily tell. You don't want to mix your boxes with your packages all together. So I keep the boxes separate from the packages. And the last zone will be this one. Same thing. I did the boxes and the packages. So we're going to get out and go deliver.
As you've seen from that video, you saw how I packed my car by zone. First zone, second zone will be behind me, third zone's behind the passenger, and the fourth zone, if there is a fourth zone, in the trunk. What I like to do, as I mentioned, I like to put small packages and envelopes on my chair, boxes, and then in the back seat, small envelopes and packages on the floorboard, and then boxes on the back seat. It makes it easy to grab your packages, because when you get to a stop, it's going to tell you if it's a package, what size package, if it's an envelope, which is a lot better than it used to be. By the way, back in the day when I first started, it'd give you a zone, but it wouldn't tell you if it was a package, a box, extra large box. So you're sitting there going, you know, you're digging. And the majority of people lose efficiency when they just stuff their car with packages just to stuff them and do not pack smartly. A lot of new flexors will make the mistake is packing incorrectly or putting it all together, because they'll spend 15, 20, 30 minutes looking for one package. And if you have 47, 48 packages, you can see how that will become a pain in the rear end. So the most important thing to be efficient, by far, I cannot stress this enough, is pack your car smart. I cannot tell you, I mean, if you do not pack your car smart, you're going to go over the allotted time that they give you. So, that being said, I'm going to show you a little video of me leaving the warehouse and how you're supposed to leave the warehouse, and then my very first delivery, and give you a little hint of things to come.
So as you can see, I am leaving the warehouse now. After that I've packed, I'm very slow, and I have my hazards on, and you want to make sure you beep when you go by people, and go by it, because you never know who's going to come out. You don't want to get hit or hit somebody. As you can see here, I have my phone on the left that shows the map. I also am running Waze on my tablet. That way, a lot of the times the map routing on Amazon Flex leaves a lot to be desired. So on the first house and thereafter, I will input my first address, and then we will go from there. Let's get going. All right, folks, it is exactly 1:43 p.m. My route is a 1:30 to 5, so it's a 3.5 hour route. I have 38 packages. As you can see, I'm running Waze on one. I'm running, Amazon Flex on the other. I'm at my first stop, so let's see what we can do. Let's see. Here we go. Amazon Flex app will tell you what side of the road it's on. It makes it very handy, and usually the geolocation, the pointer, is very accurate, which is nice. So we're at the first address. I'm gonna go ahead and say I've parked. And you can see here, it says, you know, one small envelope makes it easy. So I'm going to go look for the small envelope on the other side. Again, with all the boxes, it makes it easy. I can just move the boxes real quick and find the address. Makes it easy. And there it is. And we're going to scan the package. You want to scan the QR code here. And then we're going to... As you can see here, it says all deliveries, front door only, camera is watching. So you want to make sure there's no dogs, or make a little noise, see if a dog comes out, because you don't want to be bitten. Take a picture. Hi there, package right there for you, ma'am.
Oh, okay.
Have a good day. Thank you. And there's our first delivery. We're gonna go back to the car and put the two boxes in real quick. Take it easy. And we will move on to our second address, and we'll go from there, folks.
Okay, as you saw from that video, with chain link fences and stuff like that, I always shake my keys, tap on or shake the fence, make sure there's no dogs or anything like that, because I've been bitten twice in 2.5 years, and that's not fun. And you got to be very, very careful out there. What you want to do, a lot of houses will have little pillars or indentions of in their, the porch there. And what you want to do is make sure you try to put the package or the box behind the pillar, or if it's a small envelope, put half of it under the mat. That way, if it's windy, it doesn't blow away. Because a couple things, until that customer gets that package, you are responsible for it. As much as that sucks, that's the case. So if you've got porch pirates coming out, what porch pirates will do is they'll go up and down the street and look. And if you set that package right in front of the door, you're pretty much advertising, hey, come steal me. So you definitely want to make sure, if at all possible, that that package is not visible from the street. It's not easily seen. Because, again, you're going to be held responsible. And if you get more than one stolen package for every 100 packages you deliver, you're going to get a nasty gram. And if that keeps happening, they will terminate your contract as well. As tough as that is, and I know it's tough because when you leave a package, it's not under your control, but you have to do what's humanly best to make sure that package stays safe. If you're delivering to apartments, and you can't, it looks unsafe because a lot of apartments just have the door and that's it. If you do not feel comfortable leaving a package, you can take it back to the warehouse. First, what you want to do is, if you can leave it with the apartment manager or the leasing office, that's the smart thing. But if they don't allow that, and you're leaving a package on the doorstep of an apartment that's for anybody to come by and pick up, it's better to be safe than sorry, and you can take that package back to the warehouse. You just want to mark on when you scan it in for delivery that I cannot find a safe place to leave it. And then at the end of your route, it'll direct you to go back to the warehouse to return the package, which sometimes could suck too because you're a long way away. But I would rather drive back to the warehouse with a package than be removed from the program. With that being said, I shot a little video here, about a 1-minute video of I condensed my 1.5 hour route into a minute or so. So we'll watch that real quick.
right, folks, I am at my last stop. It is exactly 3:32. So I started about 1:47, so 1.5 hours to do a 3.5 hour trip. I will break it down more in just a minute.
Okay, welcome back. As you see there, I was done with my route. The route was split in two distinct locations. Usually they're together, but this one was two distinct locations. It took me 20 minutes to get to the first location. From the first location to the second location, it took me an extra 18 minutes. So driving time was 38 minutes. I started my route at 1:43 p.m. I ended my route at 3:32 p.m. With the driving time, you can see it was just over an hour and a half for 38 packages. I was home by just at the top of the hour, and I got to sit on my big butt on the couch and get that extra hour doing nothing but getting money. Now, a lot of times, if you're a glutton for punishment or you're a young person, younger than I, you can do a double for that day, and a lot of people will head back to the warehouse and grab, if it's available, a second block for the day. So basically, you can work 2 4-hour blocks back to back. Remember, they cannot overlap. So if you're working like a 12 to 4, you cannot grab another block. Like if there's blocks won't even show if there's a block from 3 o'clock. At 4 o'clock, you'll start seeing blocks for the rest of the day, so you can grab a second block. So best case scenario, you can work 2 blocks at $72 for 4-hour blocks. You can make $144 an hour, or an hour. Geez, I wish it was 144 bucks a day, and that's just a standard car. If you have an XL, they will bump that up to 5 hours, and sometimes they'll pay you 25 bucks an hour. And what's nice about Amazon is it surges like Uber Eats does and what DoorDash does. So let's say the warehouse is having problems getting drivers that day. They'll start to sweeten the pot. Instead of 18 bucks an hour, they might bump it up to $20 an hour. I mean, this last Christmas, I was making $129 for 4 hours of work. So I was doing 8 hours a day, and you can see how over 240 bucks in a day is very good money, So anyway, I hope this walkthrough was helpful to you. I will be making videos upcoming on different niches of Flex, how you can batch when you deliver to Amazon lockers, how to camp a block at the warehouse so you can camp the surge, as we call it. Anyway, I hope this video was helpful. I hope I cleared up any misconceptions out there, any questions you had. If you were, like I said, if you've never done it before and now maybe you want to do it, I hope this helps. I will be leaving a link in the description on how you can sign up. A lot of time you'll have to wait. There's usually a waiting line in many cities. I hope this made it easier for you. Please like the video. Please subscribe to the channel and ring that bell to be notified in the future of more helpful tutorials that I do. I thank everybody for watching, and we'll see you next time on the Delivery Driver Pit Stop. Bye, everybody.